When you look at the website of Traitors Keycaps, which is sadly down at the moment of this writing, their main tagline says, "Betray what you believe, choose what really moves you." And I think that this is a promise to their customers about subverting our expectations regarding the value proposition of keycaps given a certain price point. The current popular standard for this, GMK, is priced at a premium for good reason. You feel like you're getting your money's worth with the quality that you get. Traitors, in short, promise to offer more. And in some aspects they've succeeded, and in others unfortunately they have failed. The Kabuki set is undoubtedly beautiful, but that beauty carries some flaws that are difficult to unsee once you've identified them, and it can ruin your overall impression of an otherwise amazing product. You can feel Traitors' intent to stand by their tagline in this product and give us something that's an instant buy, but as it stands, it's an uneasy mix of great aesthetics that's held back by a somewhat botched execution. Buy this if you absolutely love its design, novelties, and are willing to work with a few flaws. Friends, this is my review of your next possible Budol, the Traitors Kabuki Keycap set. These keycaps are well packaged in a nice magnetic plastic case with a wire keycap holder that's eerily similar to the ones that Akko ships their keycaps in. The one edge that they have over Akko, however, is their sleeve design. It's not as thick or protective as the ones that Akko has, but it definitely is more stylish and impactful. All things considered, I still take function over form and would probably take Akko simply because another layer of protection is always appreciated, but that's just me. The Kabuki is a 108 keycap set that retails for 2,800 pesos or around $15. And right off the bat, that honestly brings a frown to my face. 108 keys means that it can only fit more popular keyboard sizes like the full size and the TKL. Meanwhile, smaller formats will have to make do with finding a workaround for smaller keys. There is an extra 1.25U novelty in there, and that's it, chief. This calls to mind Ducky's offering that's similarly priced and just as inflexible, but that one is in SA profile, which is harder to find budget keycaps for. This one's in the more popular Cherry profile, and in that realm, Akko has spoiled us with some really good options for less than Kabuki's asking price. However, this is failing to consider that the Kabuki is printed using dye sublimation, which also allows them to showcase their beautiful novelties in great detail, which we'll discuss later. Dye subs, of course, have their own set of cons, primarily of which is that they tend to fade over time, and we can only trust in Traitors' high-quality 5-sided dye sub process and reverse dye sub techniques to allow these prints to last a long time. The keycaps themselves are made of PBT plastic, which gives it a more textured feel and a matte looking finish. And when I say thick, I mean GMK levels of thick. I randomly grabbed a couple of alphas and modifiers per row to measure their thickness and found them to be between 1.33 to 1.47 millimeters thick. The thickest out of these is the spacebar, which clocks in at 1.5 millimeters. It feels hefty and solid, and given all of those lines inside, you know it won't sound hollow. They're all molded nicely without any warping, though the finish at the back looks a little bit rough but doesn't really affect the quality on the other side. And while we're at it, let's talk about the legends that are printed on these. They're visible and crisp, whether they're printed on black on white, white on red, or red on black. However, there are some inconsistencies when it comes to spacing. Major modifiers such as Control, Alt, and Function, as well as some navigation keys like End are off-center. Heck, even the novelty Traitors logo is also off. It's like one of those times when you look at something and feel like something is off and you can't exactly put your finger on it, then someone comes along and explains it to you, and suddenly it all clicks together. Granted, these are small inconsistencies that might not bother some, but it's there, and depending on your tolerance for these flaws might turn you away altogether. Finally, let's talk about the novelties, which I guess strictly aren't novelties as they would be replacing the media control keys for full-size keyboards, but I digress. They are beautifully printed in each keycap. The colors are vibrant and each of the different masks are shown in great detail. And yes, I said masks, you get 5 of these, each embodying a character or expression, and none of them are lacking behind the others in terms of quality. You get one that's like a traditional kabuki design, an Oni mask which reminds me of one of Yoshiyo's henchman from Rurouni Kenshin, Kunimitsu from Tekken 7, that guy who makes the swords in Demon Slayer, and one that looks like something you fight in Gantz. Out of these, my favorite would definitely be the Fox mask, which would make a great alternate escape key. So, enough about what they look like, let's hear what they sound like. Our test keyboard for today will be a stock Akko Mod 1, which I'm also currently making a review of. It has an aluminum body and plate and is equipped with factory looped Aqua King V3s. Note that I haven't modded anything on this keyboard yet, so you might hear some rattle or ping. Again, the overall sound profile of your keyboard depends on a lot of factors, and keycaps are just one part of the equation, so your mileage might vary. There's a lot that I personally love about the Traitors Kabuki. It has my favorite implementation of the black, white, red colorway in the keycap set. It has a really solid spacebar, great packaging, and of course, I absolutely adore the Kabuki Novelties. However, I'm not a big fan of its compatibility and spacing inconsistencies of some of its legends. I would love our Traitors to address issues like these in their future releases, and I think we wouldn't mind a slight bump upwards in price as long as we get better quality and can put these in more keyboard layouts. These issues aside, I think these keycaps are of good value. Not as much as what their slogan implies, but it's still better than most options out there at the $60 price point. Right now, every $60 keycap set is being inevitably compared to what Akko is offering, and in some aspects the Kabuki offers more in terms of better design and aesthetics, but it comes at the cost of a couple of flaws that could turn away others from its performance. My recommendation is to get this if you only absolutely love the design and have a compatible keyboard. Otherwise, it's safe to pass on it for now. Thank you for watching, stay safe out there, and as always, Budol wisely.